And ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now for more on this. Brian, both the mayor and police of Lansing, Michigan say they've apologized to Tayshaun Bernard and the family. They call this a mistake. What kind of a legal impact do you think this could have?
Well, I'll take it in two parts. The mayor, I think, is more of an apology, but I don't understand the police saying wrong place and wrong time. Who's in the wrong place at the wrong time when a 12-year-old boy is throwing out trash? In terms of legal ramifications, I think it might do well in terms of bringing them to the negotiation table, but unfortunately, because of the lack of what a legal term be damages in this case that he was released so quickly, they might not have the strongest of legal claims here.
Now, police said that Tayshaun matched the description of a suspect that they were looking for. His attorney says that the suspect was wearing a white shirt, and you just heard it. He was saying Tayshaun was not wearing a white shirt. So what do you make of that? How much do details like that matter if this does end up in court?
Details mean everything. In terms of how much information the 911 operator or other officers then giving to the other officer who's ultimately making the arrest. But unfortunately, as I've experienced myself, experienced with my clients, written in a book, if you are between the ages of 12 and 22 as a black man, you will always match the description. They're not going to go beyond what you look like or what you're wearing. So a gray bluish shirt can look like a white shirt. A 12-year-old boy can look like a 22-year-old man if the information is not properly conveyed.
Now, the family now says they are considering suing the police department. Based on what we know so far, how strong do you think their case could be?
The issue that I have here with the legal ramifications is that I don't think there's going to be much they can get. And the reason for that is it comes down to damages. You go to court and you say, yes, they made a mistake, but they have qualified immunity. They tried their best. It was close enough. But unfortunately, the way that we allow police to operate in this country, close enough, they get away with day in and day out, especially if there are no injuries. The court will say, what was his injuries? He sat in a car for a few minutes. They're not looking at the mental trauma that's going to happen afterwards. They're only going to look at that snapshot of what happened. So unfortunately, the law comes far from being able to help this family.
Now, our viewers know you as an attorney, but you are also an author. You wrote the book Come Home Safe, which is a novel about two teenagers accused of a crime they didn't commit. You say you wrote this book to help families navigate the difficult conversations revolving around racial inequality and mistreatment. So what do you make of how all the parties involved handled this situation, from the police to Tayshaun and his family?
So unfortunately, we measure the police with, did anyone die? Which I think is a horrible marker, but thankfully, no one died in this situation. Tayshaun didn't run like a scared 12-year-old, which would totally make sense, and he is able to go back home to his father. I think he handled himself in the best way possible in trying to de-escalate the situation in both the way he responded and the way he did not respond to the officers. The father, understandably frustrated, but he let his frustration only go up until a point. Now, for me, it's less about what we see in the video. I'm concerned about what happens afterwards, the conversations with Tayshaun, how he and his father are going to work and operate with this trauma that he's experienced, because you could see it in the way he walked away and how he grows after this. And for law enforcement, do better. Simply saying wrong place and wrong time is not adequate. Work on your evidence collection, your information gathering, and the distribution you give. So it's not just two pieces of clothing that you're describing us with, because that's a child at the end of the day, and he was not treated as such.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, ABC News contributor. Always great to have your legal analysis and your take on this, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.